Good evening, everyone. Welcome to BlackLogic. Tonight, we're sitting down with someone who is not playing the safe political game. She's not hiding behind slogans, she's not running from hard questions, and she's not pretending Chicago is fine. Rae Easley is a Chicago-born community activist, a media voice, and the founder of Chicago Red, which is an organization rooted in confronting corruption, rising crime, broken housing systems, and institutional failure in Black communities. Now she's running for Congress in Illinois 7th District on a Republican ticket in a city where the choice alone guarantees controversy. Her platform centers on public safety, local job protection, housing justice, hospital survival, and real accountability, not political theater. Tonight, we're not here to cheer. We're here to understand why Donald Trump, why the Republican Party, what has failed Black Chicago under Democratic control, and what would actually change if Rae Easley wins. So let's have this discussion. Let's welcome Rae Easley to the broadcast. Thank you for joining me here today. How are you doing?
Pretty good. Thank you for having me today.
Thank you for joining me. Now, you're running for Congress as a Republican. Were you always Republican or did you change parties?
I switched parties. As I shared with you before, I grew up as a princess in the Democratic Party here on Chicago's West Side. I was trained by all of the top politicians from the congressman on down. My first job or my first internship was working as an Illinois governmental intern, which was a program through the Illinois State Board of Education that took high school seniors from around the state and gave them government jobs for credit. My sponsors were Barack Obama and Governor Rod Blagojevich. So I've been doing this a very long time, but the Democrats broke my heart. And I'm like, I'm better than this. I don't have to accept this. So we went to talk
what triggered that shift?
That's it. Yes.
So what specific moment or policy made you realize that the Democratic Party no longer represented your interests or your community? Because I posted a video, FBAs for Trump, Foundational Black Americans for Trump, and I got a lot of backlash for not going hard on FBAs for Trump because I coincided with what they were going through in their particular community. So what have you gained voting for the Republican Party, let alone President Trump?
So on a very personal level, Operation Legend was a federal initiative during the first campaign or the first administration that brought federal resources to the city of Chicago through law enforcement. The goal was to dismantle criminal organizations and solve cold cases. When they came to the city of Chicago, 3 murders were solved in my family. Okay, so we did not get that justice from Cook County courts. We did not get it from the Chicago Police Department. We didn't get it through the state of Illinois. The federal government and Donald Trump did that for us. However, there were 17 other murders on that indictment. So 20 families essentially got justice through Donald Trump doing this. So that's the first thing. However, I'm a graduate of Hampton University in Hampton, Virginia, the better HU. And I went to Hampton on a full academic scholarship where I earned a finance degree. And so HBCU funding is very near and dear to my heart. The president took the HBCU budget during the first administration and made it a line item in the White House budget. The reason that he did that is because the HBCU budget had to go before Congress and be debated. Some years they would get the money, some years they would not. On the years that they did not get the money, we had HBCUs that were closing. The president said, we're not doing that anymore. We're gonna just take all that money. Now the president has a discretion over how much the HBCUs are funded, and that's automatically funded because the HBCU budget does not go under, the White House budget does not go under debate. So those are just two basic things. However, when we talk about what he's doing now, the fact that we have immigration control in the city of Chicago is the most monumental thing that he can do for the Negro people. Since the 1860s, our leadership has been talking about how immigration has been weaponized against us in order to stagnate our wages. And so we asked for ICE. Not only because of the job issue, but because of the violence issue, because of the health issue, because of the housing issue, because of the financial issues. These people who arrived in our cities with essentially invoices on their backs for us. We can't afford this anymore, and they have to go. And so the fact that we are having this immigration enforcement like this is a huge plus to America, but specifically Black America.
Now, before we jump hard on immigration, before voting for Donald Trump, what doubts or reservations did you have, and how did you resolve them?
And so in 2016, I didn't vote for him, and it wasn't because of him. It was because of Mike Pence. There was a gentleman in Indiana who had gone through some investigations. He was on death row. He wrote to Governor Pence, and Governor Pence denied him the clemency because he stated that he didn't go through the proper channels, even though the evidence was clear that this man was innocent. So the fact that he did that turned him off for me. And so that first year, I voted for Jill Stein. However, in 2018, I had the opportunity to attend the Young Black Leadership Summit at the White House. And so that gave me an opportunity to listen to the president directly in the East Room. Now, I went there to talk about federal housing mismanagement, which we'll get to later in this interview, but Chicago, definitely has a federal housing mismanagement issue. So I took the invitation to go to a conference in Gaithersburg, Maryland, and ended up in the White House having a conversation with Ben Carson. And so the speech that President Trump gave that day was absolutely phenomenal. It lit a patriotic spirit in me. He said, Black people, you all built this country. Everything from sea to shining sea is for you. The Democrats have been trying to cheat you out your birthright. They're lying to you, telling you that you're 3/5 a human. You've never been 3/5 a human. You are full Americans. You did the work. You deserve the credit. And that's why I am here with the president. That speech is still igniting in me. That's what keeps me going, because I understand that we have a president. I'm sorry, I don't know. I think people should look it up, because they were saying that the 2019 speech was published, where he said, Black people, you built this country. But the speech before that, I don't think so. That speech was, whoo! Oh my Lord Jesus. And I'm saying this as someone who grew up with Black nationalist parents who maybe listen to Jesse Jackson and Louis Farrakhan and Marcus Garvey tapes, and just black world. Okay, all I've grown up with is Black excellence and Black encouragement. But the speech that the president gave that day in the East Room completely changed my life. So I came back home and I told my people, I went to talk to the man. He's not that bad. And so they started booing me, which is cool. That's their business. But now people are coming back to me and they're apologizing for their behavior, because they said that they can see I was just trying to warn them and save them.
Now, was your vote for Trump a vote for him or a vote against something else, especially this second term?
It was a vote for him, definitely. Because again,
seems as though she lost connection. We'll try to get her back in here, but we have just a couple of tough questions we're definitely going to ask her. We're going to dive deep into this, because I know that a lot of you guys have been wanting this interview of, FBAs for Trump, as well as people within that Chicago region voting for Trump. Seems as though we have her back.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
I can't hear you.
Okay. I can hear you just fine. Can you hear me now?
If you like, I'll log out and come right back.
I'm sorry?
One moment.
Okay. All right. She's going to check on her. We have some technical issues, but nonetheless, I believe that you guys should really stick around for this interview if we can get things going, because we're going to ask some really tough questions that I believe that a lot of you guys would like the answers to. Because one question that will be my next question: on which specific issues, did Trump earn your vote? Give us a couple or at least 3 or 4 reasons why. Because again, the people who really chimed in on that FBAs for Trump was wondering, why could a Black person or anybody, let alone a Black person, vote for Trump, and labeling him as a fascist, labeling him as communistic, labeling him as a racist. So someone who voted for Trump, who is now running for Congress, I believe these are very important questions to ask her. So again, we're going to continue to see if we can get her back in the interview here. She's had some technical difficulties, but nonetheless, there's a couple of questions that I believe that you guys would be really interesting in knowing the answers, because again, we also going to point out his record here. Okay, we're going to point out his record of the 34 felony accounts. And again, one of the tough questions is, how could you vote for someone who has been convicted in the state of New York with over 34 accounts? So we're definitely going to cover that as well. Okay, I believe we have her back.
Yes.
How you doing, P. Rae? Can you hear me?
I can hear you well. Sorry about that.
All right.
I pressed the wrong button. I was trying to
Not a problem. Not a problem.
Okay, yeah. So, as I was saying, so that's why I am here. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. This has always been a federal housing issue for me. And here we are. You know, I'm excited to see where we're going with this journey.
Okay. So let's get into some deep questions here, because I want to know on which specific issues did Trump earn your vote? Can you give us, 2 or 3 of reasons?
Yes, like I said before, border control, definitely. Here in the 7th Congressional District, we are the headquarters for Mexican drug cartel trafficking. They are trafficking almost $2 billion worth of heroin a year down what's called the Heroin Highway, which is a expressway that runs through the middle of the west side of Chicago. The way that
All right. Again, we're having issues here.
yeah, I don't know. That wasn't me that time. I had my hands in my lap. However, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but we can't see you.
Oh, I can see me. That's weird. How about now?
No, we cannot see you. Let's see here.
Oh, I see me.
Yeah, we're having difficulties. I guess I don't know if it's on my end. I don't have any issues on my end, but we cannot see you.
It's okay. I'm gonna just reload again. We'll just
all right.
Hold that thought. So the question was, how did he earn me? Can you see me now?
No.
Okay, one moment.
Chat, can you see her? I think she left again. So we're going to try this one more time. But again, I'm going to go over a lot of the guilty verdicts that Trump and the different accounts of 34 that Trump was convicted on. And so we're definitely going to cover that as well. So let's see if we can try this one more time. Let's see here. All right.
Yes. Okay, so border control, as I was saying. So the cartel is here, and they're selling all of this heroin, which has made our neighborhood effectively a narco town. We have drug tourism. For instance, I was on the Blue Line, which runs in the middle of 290. So the street goes, or the highway goes east-west, and there is a train line in the middle of there. Train. And as I was getting off, did it do it again? It just like flashed.
Well, let's do this, guys. What we're going to do, we're going to count it live because we're having issues. We're going to go. We're going to record it because this is the 3rd time. So sorry about that, guys. We will record it. We're still going to have the interview, and I'll release it tonight. Okay. So thank you guys for joining me here, and look out for this video in the next hour and a half or so. All right. Okay.